Hey, good morning. If you can tell, it's snowing. This is South Alabama, and it does not snow in South Alabama. I am loaded up and headed to the job site this morning. We're going over to Leaksville, Mississippi. It was raining ice this morning, so all the rain was frozen. And now it's snowing. So I don't deal with this stuff, man. What is this? How do you work in this? How do you travel in this? Are my tires gonna hold up in this? It is much warmer in the truck. Oh gosh, I've got 2 jackets on. We don't deal with this type of weather in the South where it's this cold. I mean, granted, it's only like 31 degrees. It was 30 when I woke up this morning. I stepped outside, headed to the truck. I'd already cranked the truck up twice to let it warm up. It's got a 15-minute timer on it. And I stepped on the front porch and my foot slipped a little bit. And at that moment, I was like, this is where we turn around and go back inside. And I thought about it, I did, but I persevered, I pushed through. I was like, nope. It's gonna be okay. It's much colder in other parts of the country. People work in weather like this all the time. As long as the road's good, we'll be good. And so all the ice was melted on the road and we're fine. And I made it to the shop and got the little supplies that I needed. I hopped in the truck and then it started snowing. I'm not sure what to do in this. So I'll be working 45 minutes away from the house today, which, I'm not super concerned about, but it's back roads. I don't know if that's going to play into anything. I seriously doubt it snows even enough to accumulate on the ground. So I don't think this will be an issue. I think the weather's supposed to warm up through the day. So, this is just one of those cool little fluke things that happens in the South. Every couple of years, we get a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice, but right now it's very interesting. And just thinking about the day and how it's going to go. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's basically a blizzard out there, you guys. I mean, what is this? Look at that sideways snow. I'll be lucky to make it out alive today. All right. All jokes aside, I'm not supremely worried about the weather. I am headed to Leaksville, Mississippi this morning, and the job that I'm going to do is a little bit of a surprise because I don't even know what I'm going to do at this job. I did this estimate back in February of last year. The customer reached out in December. It's now January of the following year, almost February, and she gave us the go-ahead. She gave us the green light, and so she messaged me, and I was like, can you remind me of what we talked about? And so she sent me a little description. She sent me the prices that I quoted her. I scrolled back in our messages and was able to find out what we talked about. She gave me the right pricing. I was like, okay, cool. So at that point, I felt confident enough that I didn't have to drive back out there for another estimate. I could just show up and we could walk over it. She could show me what she wanted to do. So that's the plan. We're going to get out there this morning. She's going to give us an idea of what she wants done. We're going to look at it, and it's like she said an acre pushed off and a little bit of brush cutting. And so at this point in time last year, we didn't really do any dozer work. So when she says pushed off, I don't think that means with a dozer. I've got my root rake grapple with me. I've got my skid steer mulcher, my seam off. And so I think that's going to be sufficient to take care of everything. I do remember meeting this lady and walking around her property and taking a look at what she wanted done. I just don't remember giving her a price on specifics. And so with that, I'll just walk over it again one more time because we're not going to have a repeat of the Robertsdale job. It's not going to happen. I've not failed yet to get a contract out to another customer. We're laying out the terms. There's going to be an agreement. This one I didn't get a contract on. So I can't say that I haven't I haven't failed yet. But this specific one I didn't get a contract on. And We'll just make sure that we have really good understanding initially, and if I need to tweak something price-wise, we'll tweak it. If I need to say no, I'll just turn around and drive back home. Like, that's, I don't think it'll come to that. Seems like a really sweet, nice lady. She's obviously been saving for like a year to get this project done. And so that makes me want to bend a little bit, even if it should be a higher price project. It makes me want to just get out there and do it and be done with it. So that's where we're at. That's what we're going to see about doing. And look, like the weather is already turned. It's already not snowing as hard as it was. I mean, I don't know if you, see, there's just a little bit there. There's no more blizzard conditions. So we're gonna jump in here and hit the road rolling, and we're gonna try to be as safe as we can, because I don't drive in winter weather. All right, we are on site, and everything was icy. All the chains, all the binders. I had to get a hammer and hit my trailer little latch so that I could get it undone. I have got the machine warming up, and we are going to get started on this job. So I'm going to turn you around here and show you what we're dealing with. We have got all this underbrush here leading down to this pond that we're going to take out. We're going to get down as far as we can. Man, this ice on these leaves is slick. So I'm gonna see how far I can't go. The sun started to peek out a little bit, so hopefully it'll melt off some of this ice. We're gonna mulch as much as we can mulch. Get all this underbrush, the underbrush on the other side of the driveway there, and then we're gonna open up an acre behind the house. And so fairly straightforward. Lady was super nice. I made sure we had clear understanding of boundaries and where we were going, what we were doing, and she's surrounded by family. And so I made sure that if I went a little too far one direction, it wouldn't be an issue. Clean up around these trees, kind of make it look a little nice, a little more desirable again. And then we'll go, let's see, I'll try to go all the way over to here, and then push back in there a little bit. And that's a little bit of a low area, but I think the water table's still quite low. The pond is definitely low. I don't know if a dam broke or what, but there's probably like 6-7 foot of the overflow pipe sticking up. And then we'll come in here. I'll probably clean up this grass. And there's supposed to be a pole with a flag on it somewhere in here. Probably take this first tree, kind of push in that way. She owns all the way over to there, but we'll push in against probably that line of trees right through there, and then take that back. Probably see if we can take down this dead pine. There's nothing close, no power lines or anything. Well, I take that back. I think the power lines go through the woods. Well, let's see. Let's see, they come in overhead here. Oh yeah, so they go all the way down to that pole there. Way down there, and then they angle in. So taking this and dropping it back whichever way, I don't think it'll be an issue. We'll have to be careful when we get into the woods as far as the power lines and what trees are where. What's up, pups? Come on, babies. Come on. Well, they are sweet. I've already petted them once this morning. Come on, babies. That's right. Be careful letting a dog get behind you. Did that once, won't do that again. wettest part of this job, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to work on this particular area or not. It's kind of just a low area that leads into this pond. And I guess because maybe there's something wrong with the dam, or maybe the water's just this low, but I think this part would naturally be underwater. But I think because of the trees that I'm seeing, the growth there, I think there's probably something wrong with that pond dam. So I'm able to, all this growth is here, but I'm able to actually walk out on this area and get it cleaned up. Making long runs and not turning very sharp, just trying to minimize the disturbance with the tracks and not break through if it is a little soft under here. Just go slow and build my confidence as I get in here with this ground. Working on my camera mounts and trying to figure out what provides you guys the best view as well as the most stable. Because from my perspective, the camera does bounce around a lot, but I know there's the stabilization that we can do to it that iPhone automatically does to it, and that's pretty good stuff. It's pretty impressive on its own. I think I'm about to reach the pond. That's what I really wanted. The winch, they spliced two cables together and they did a very poor job of it, and so it was actually arcing in the machine, and I don't want fire and arcing anywhere near my skid steer. And that looks like it is wet wind, so I actually don't have a functioning winch at the moment. Starting to sink in over there. Yeah, I'll clean this up, but I don't know if I'm going to try to go any further. It's not too terrible, but I think if I went over it another time or two, it would be. All right. We've got the spot that I felt like was going to be the lowest and wettest, and it was pretty solid. I actually got down onto the pond a little bit. I'm working down there right now. I'm actually, machines over there on the other side of those pines. We got this right here, which I thought was going to be the wettest spot. It was pretty wet when we walked it a year ago, but it's pretty good now. We had a pretty severe drought at the end of this last year, but we've cleaned up around all these trees. That's the driveway. Just on the other side of that, you can see in there to that cedar tree. I got some sticks I'll clean up. We'll keep working our way around the edge of this pond over here to the house. Past it a little bit, because eventually we will clear out that acre behind the house. That's not so bad. Let's see. as long as it stays good and sandy, I think we'll be okay. I got over here a little bit into the water just a touch. You can see the tracks right there trying to grab some of that stuff. I just don't want to push it anymore. I mean, it's not bad here. And that engine plow. All this stuff is squishy. It's very cold, and the tripod that this camera is on is metal, and so that's extremely frigid on my fingers. I'll walk away from that machine, maybe we can hear a little bit. But so you see where the machine is, and just past it down there is real squishy. I'm gonna see if I can't clean up this over here just a little bit. And I'll clean up around this a little bit. I was just punching in here, really wanting to get down there and see if I could actually get in there. And then we'll work this side over here up towards and past the house. But yeah, once we'll set the camera up and go to town. All right, it's after lunch. I've worked for about an hour. I am probably, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes from the end of the first portion of this job. We worked everything on the low side and down towards the pond. There's a few trees over there that I may clean up a bit. Did all that before lunch, and then after lunch hopped over here to this side of the house, this side of the driveway, and so made quick work of that. There's a power line through there that we found earlier. Took down a couple of big pines and that were dead and was able to drop them away from it. There's still one or two, and I haven't 100% decided if I'm going to take them down or not. I don't know if you can see it right there, that one. It kind of goes up. I thought it had some vines on it, but I don't see them now. So I probably could safely drop that one and they wouldn't have to worry about that. And then there's the next one over there. I think, I don't know, we'll see what we do with that. I'm not sure. Probably run around and clean this up, chip this up a little bit finer. This is a more kind of finished look that we're going to give them, and so I'll run through here and make it look more like the rest of this. It is still cold as all get out. My fingers and hands are still freezing. There's still ice on the machine, even though it's been hot and running all day. There's ice on my truck that hasn't melted yet. But maybe with the exception of like that right over there, that's the only thing that I've got to do to be finished with this first section. So basically we took it from that side of the house, you know, all the way out and around the driveway, down to the low area on the pond, down the side of the pond, and then back up here. And that'll be the end of today, the first day and the first little portion of this job. And then the second portion tomorrow is going to be all this thick stuff back here behind us. And we'll open up an acre of that. And so I'll have to plot it out and see exactly what the boundaries are and where the acre comes to. And we may, let's see if I can get over here, may end up cleaning up some on the back side of the pond if it ends up being as dry as this side was in the portions of the front. Man, I just think it would look so awesome if she could look out of her house and have the view of this pond, even if it isn't as high as it used to be. So we'll mulch down this side over here just a little bit. I'll do this little bit today before I leave, and keep pushing and just try to make some good time, make it easy for tomorrow. But I may mulch some over there because it looks like it's solid enough. What I'm walking on now is decent. I may be able to cut it and pull it back up the hill and mulch it a little bit. But we'll probably stop somewhere in there today. And so this little bit over here, I really I'd love to know why that water in this pond is so low. You can see their overflow pipe over there. I wonder why. I'd love to get in here and clean this thing up. I just don't think it's that important to them. But it'll make for a nice view right off the front porch. Come home every day, be able to see the pond. All right, I gotta turn this off because I'm freezing. I think I might fly the drone. I may set the drone up over there, kind of above the pond, looking in, and get some shots of that. We'll see how that goes.